Hi, everybody. It's me, Reagan W.H. McCauley, and I'm back live again on Facebook for this first launch week of my recent picture book, Dog Band. And as I've said before, we had a really great time at the launch party on Tuesday night with award-winning voice actor Scott McCord reading the book off the top, and actually Megan from Iguana Books introducing us, and also with Darcy Windover, musician and teacher, talking a little bit about different styles of music and playing us out at the end of the night with a beautiful song. So check it out. I will post the link again in the comments so you can watch the replay. All right, so as you probably know already by now, Dog Band is about four dogs: Alfie, Tubby, Ollie, and Raxel. And Alfie is the lead singer and guitar player, Tubby plays the bass guitar, Ollie plays drums, and Raxel is the backup singer and can play many other instruments. But there is one problem: they don't know what kind of music Dog Band should play, so they enlist their assortment of animal friends, from dogs to frogs, to help them figure it out. And so today I am featuring the character Tubby, as well as a few different styles of music as well that I've been doing on Wednesday and with Alfie, and Thursday with Raxel. So Tubby is the bass guitar player and sometimes singer in the Dog Band book, and he was the sweetest little Morkie. That's a Yorkie Maltese cross that I would often dog sit in, like, years ago. Actually, he and Alfie and Raxel would often hang out at my place in various combinations. I actually would dog sit him and Alfie either together or apart before Raxel came into my life. But then when she did, there was some time spent with them as well. And they also knew and often had walks with Ollie, my neighbor's dog. So they all knew each other, and they also all knew my cats at the time, Frodo and Sookie, who come in later in the book, and I will talk about them on Sunday. I am so happy to have known Tubby, such a sweet little teddy bear, and I just wanted to say thank you, Faye, for letting me letting him be a part of my life and my writing. Okay, so maybe I'll talk a little bit about what I didn't do with Alfie. Was I didn't explain what a Maltese was and a poodle. So in this case, we're talking about the Morkie. Tubby was a Morkie, so that's a Maltese and Yorkie cross. But the Maltese is a popular foundation breed for many hybrids because of its low shedding coat. So this carries quite strongly in the Morkie, and was definitely the case for Tubby. However, this does not mean that the coat is easy to care for. It does involve daily brushing and regular washing and grooming and so forth. So that's a little tiny bit about the Maltese. The tiny Morkie is a fluffy, affectionate dog that can also be as stubborn as a mule. And yeah, I remember Tubby could be a little bit that way sometimes on his walks when he wanted to do what he wanted to do. Despite the fact that most could comfortably hitch a ride in a handbag, these little dogs can be brash and full of confidence, and certainly should not be mistaken for the teddy bears that they resemble, although they are awfully cute. So, the hybrid mixture of Yorkshire Terrier and Maltese parents, the Morkie can inherit more of the characteristics of one breed or the other, of course. It just really depends on how the combination ends up. Morkie is not an official breed, so they're still just a hybrid. Maybe someday they'll become their own breed, like the Maltipoo, but for now, Maltipoos, like Alfie, and Morkies, like Tubby, are hybrid breed. And now, so Tubby played bass guitar, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that with you. It is called bass guitar, as I said, or electric bass, and sometimes simply bass. It is the lowest pitched member of the guitar family. It's a plucked string instrument, similar in appearance to an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar, but it has a longer neck and scale length, and it typically has 4 to 6 strings or courses. Uh, since the mid 1950s, apparently, the bass guitar has largely replaced the double bass in popular music. Let me see. Now, okay, so I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the styles of music that are represented in dog band. And I've been doing this along with talking about Alfie. I talked about a little bit about rock and its subgenres, and Raxel, I talked a little bit about jazz and reggae. So today I'd like to quickly introduce to you three different styles of music. Country, or also called country western, is one of them. Popular music that originated with blues, old time music, and various types of American folk music, including Appalachian, Cajun, cowboy, western music styles that are. And the popularized roots originated in the southern United States in the early 1920s or so. It often consists of ballads and dance tunes, with generally simple forms, folk lyrics, and harmonies mostly accompanied by string instruments, such as banjos, electric and acoustic guitars, steel guitars, such as pedal steels and dobros, and fiddles, as well as harmonicas. Okay, and now very, very quick little introduction. And now I just wanted to take you through a very brief introduction of the blues. So, blues is a music genre and a musical form which was originated in the deep south of the United States, once again in the 1860s, by African Americans from roots in African musical traditions and African American work songs and spirituals. It incorporates, as I said, spirituals and work songs, field hollers, shouts, chants, and rhymed simple narrative ballads. The blues form is ubiquitous in jazz, and also rhythm and blues and rock and roll. So they all they all kind of hybrid each other. And they are characterized by call and response patterns again, and the blues scale, specific chord progressions, of which apparently the 12-bar blues is the most common. Blue notes, or worried notes, usually thirds, fifths, and sevenths, flattened in pitch, are also an essential part of the sound. Okay, well, then the third style of music that is mentioned in dog band that I wanted to introduce briefly today is folk music. This includes traditional folk music and the genre that evolved from it during the 20th century, folk revival. Dog band, I think, is mostly implying the folk revival folk music, but some types of folk music can also be called world music, by the way. Folk music can be defined in several different ways. It's defined as music transmitted orally, or music with unknown composers. Think Greensleeves, a Greensleeves tune, which Henry VIII based his Greensleeves lyrics on. And let me see, music performed by custom over a long period of time, sort of like oral storytelling traditions, but set to music. It has been contrasted with commercial and classical styles. Apparently the term originated in the 19th century, but of course folk music has been around much, much, much longer than that. Let me see. Just read you a little bit of this information. Starting in the mid-20th century, a new form of popular folk music evolved from traditional folk music. This process and period is called the apparently second folk revival and reached a zenith in the 1960s. And again, this is kind of the folk music I had in mind with dog band, but it is not limited to that. And certainly folk music comes with roots from different cultures all over the world, hence the alternate term world music. Thank you so much for joining me today or checking out the replay. Please, I haven't been asking for comments or anything like that, but if you have any questions or anything like that you want to leave in the comments, I'll get back to you and answer as best I can. And of course, I will also leave a link for where you can buy Dog Band, um, especially off my website, because that way you can get it signed as well, and that's just awesome. So if you are in North America, check out my website link, and Dog Band's page. If you want a signed copy, you can buy it there. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow talking about Ollie and percussion. Thanks so much.